Okay, 45 seconds. You're alive? That's good. Okay. Okay. Do I need to turn?
It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Join us all winter long as we feature live San Juan and Monticello basketball. Now, without further delay, we send you courtside for tonight's action. Welcome to High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome live to San Juan High School in Blanding. It is the site of our High School Hoops matchup tonight on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. And not only that, it is the site of the 2A first round here tonight, as the Broncos are going to be hosting the Intermountain Christian Lions. And I don't know about a fun matchup tonight. It's a matchup that San Juan is heavily favored in. And we'll see if the Broncos can take care of business. I know they want to get to it fast here tonight against this Lions team and get themselves well on the way to the second round. Good evening. It's Rhett Sifford welcoming you in tonight. I'm going to be joined at some point tonight by Bobby Bowering. Hopefully that'll be happening. He might be listening in his car right now. I don't know, but I believe he's on the way and should be joining me tonight for a little bit of color here tonight. Again, it's the San Juan boys taking on the Intermountain Christian Lions. Kind of a weird atmosphere here tonight. Well, Coach, obviously, in the state tournament, there are no JV or C team games. And so I arrived, and there were 0 cars outside, and that is abnormal, especially after the game concluding the regular season last weekend against Grand, when everybody and their brother was here for that game. And, of course, that was an exciting finish to the regular season, and we had a lot of fireworks in that game. We had technical foul. We had people kicked out of the building. So it's always fun when those rivals meet. I don't know if we can rival that game here tonight, but the Broncos nonetheless are going to be trying to take care of business against Intermountain Christian, and it has been a long time since these two teams met. In fact, I couldn't even tell you the last time they met. I'll have to maybe go back during a commercial break and see if Max Preps has that figure. But I think it's been so long since they played each other that figure is not available. We'll see as we go. We're going to take a look here on the High School Hoops pregame show as we begin it here tonight at Intermountain Christian, the visiting team. And they've only got 7 guys on their roster, so it's a little bit of a shorthanded roster. And it's a team that's kind of in a building mode, trying to learn the game of basketball, trying to improve as they go. And we talked to their head coach just a little bit ago, just a couple minutes ago, actually. His name is Kevin Beal. And he talked about those things and some other facets of the game as we get set to go here tonight. Here's what he had to say.
Well, Coach, thanks for chatting with us. Obviously, a great time of year, state tournament starting. I know you guys, you're underdogs coming in tonight. How are you going to approach this one?
We're just going to try to get better. This year, we started with a really young team. We got 2 upperclassmen, 1 senior and 1 junior. And over the course of the year, we focused on every game, just trying to take one step at a time, getting a little bit better as basketball players and as people. So we're looking forward to trying to do that tonight against a good team.
Well, tell me maybe about your team. Obviously, this is our first and only look for you guys this year. What has been your strengths? I know you're saying you're improving and you're kind of young starting out. So,
as far as our strengths and weaknesses, I would say some of the strengths I've noticed so far is they're very coachable. We shoot all right. We don't shoot great. They like to shoot a lot. Some weaknesses, we're pretty small. We don't have a lot of weight or size inside, but we play with a lot of heart and we don't give up. So.
Well, I know you've looked at a lot of film on these guys. What is it that you're going to have to do to try to shut them down tonight?
Well, it looks like, based on the film, that they're a really well-coached team. They bounce around from different defenses, and it seems like they execute well. So in order to succeed against them, we'll have to listen well to our game plan and be ready to react to all sorts of different things that they throw at us.
So win or loss here tonight, what do you want your boys to accomplish?
Like I started off with, we'd like to get better as men at basketball and just as people.
Awesome, Coach. Appreciate it. Good luck tonight, man. Have fun.
With us before this game, and obviously he knows the pressure his team is under. It's kind of tough maybe to come into a game as such heavy underdogs. Intermountain Christian is 4-14 on the season. They're the number 21 seed in the state tournament. San Juan is 9-14, so not a huge amount more wins, but different opponents throughout the season. And the Broncos are coming in as the 12 seed here to start this state tournament. And Coach Beal knows what his team is up against tonight. He doesn't have near as many weapons as San Juan does, as Coach Easton Nielsen does. So we'll have to see what they can accomplish here tonight. You heard him right there saying they want to improve as young men and as basketball players as the season has gone along. That's been one of their mantras. So we'll see how it turns out tonight against the San Juan Broncos. Want to take a look at the stats for this team. And they don't have anybody averaging in double digits so far this year. Noah Hilliker is the leading scorer, and he is a junior. It's a young team as well. They don't have a single senior on this roster, so it is a young team, an inexperienced team. And so Hilliker leads the way, has 140 points in 16 games. They're listed as 4-14 on Max Prep. So Deseret News has missed 2 games somewhere, but you get an idea in 16 games that he's averaging almost 9 points a game, 8 3/4 to be exact. Then it's Keaton Okino, and he is the only senior. He's a senior guard, so he is the one senior they had. My apologies, Keaton, I missed that one. And he's got 120 points in 16 games. That's an average of 7.5. David Rice, 41 points, so he's averaging just over 2.5 per game. Dylan Cook has 34 on the year, averaging just over 2 a game. Jackson Smith at 22 points is averaging just under 1.5. And then you've got Lucas Digg, who has contributed 9 points this season for the Lions. And Steele Winner, maybe one of the best names I've heard in sports in the state of Utah. Let's say that again, Steele Winner. Coach Beal said, too bad it hasn't turned out that way on the court after I said that was a great name. So that's kind of maybe how the season has gone for the Lions, and they're obviously heavy underdogs here tonight. So, but at any rate, it is the first round of the 2A Utah State Tournament, and that's typically how it works out. In the first round, you have quite a bit of mismatches going on. The other game in our listening area tonight, Grand County as the number 8 seed, has been playing excellent basketball, and they're hosting Utah Military Academy Hill Field tonight. UMA Hill Field is the 25 seed in the tournament. The winner of this game is going to go on to travel to Colville and take on number 5 North Summit, who is enjoying a bye this evening. And the winner of the Grand County Utah Military Academy game will face the winner of Rowland Hall and Millard, which is happening tonight. And it depends on who wins that game. If somehow Millard gets the upset, Grand County will host. But if it's the expected winner, Rowland Hall, the Red Devils will have to travel. And there is a chance that San Juan and Grand County could meet in this tournament, but it would not be until the semifinals at SUU a week from tonight. I'm sorry, tonight is only Wednesday night. I'm all messed up. We don't normally play on Wednesdays. So that'll be a week from Friday. So the state tournament at SUU would start next Thursday if the Broncos can make it through, but they've obviously got to get through the first 2 rounds before we can even speak about that at all. We're not even really going to speak about the North Summit game tonight. We are going to quickly take a break, and we will return to continue the high school hoops pregame show on Red Rock 92. Again, it's the San Juan Broncos getting set to host the Intermountain Christian Lions in the first round of the 2A Utah State Basketball Tournament. Stay with us. We'll return here to Blanding in just a moment. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
In honor of those affected in our community, Blue Mountain Hospital is offering our breast cancer screening exams at a cash price of $99 from February 14th through March 14th, 2024. Call 435-678-3993 to make your appointment.
Life is a series of cherished moments, filled with milestones that define our journey. Moments of love, joy, and shared experiences. Each moment contributes to our story. As each chapter unfolds, our experiences shape us, defining who we are. When it's time to celebrate a life, ensure your loved ones are remembered with the grace, dignity, and individuality they deserve. San Juan Mortuary, celebrating life, honoring memories, transcending tradition.
In 1957, Lyle and Clea Johnson founded Lyle Northern Electric. What began as a small business in their family home has grown into the prominent local company it is today, a third-generation owned and operated company. Lyle Northern Electric is honored to have served the people of San Juan County for the past 65 years and is a proud supporter of high school sports.
Blue Mountain Hospital is offering in-hospital and at-home dialysis, advanced sleep study clinics, pain management, hip and joint replacements, and cutting-edge radiology, including 3D mammograms. We're thrilled to welcome Cade Lyman, Dane Lyman, and Brian Kirk, joining our unparalleled team of healthcare professionals. Blue Mountain Hospital has been setting the standard for rural hospitals since 2009.
Tournament here in Blanding tonight. It's Rhett Sifford welcoming you back in, and now I am joined by Bobby Bowering as we switch over and talk about the San Juan Broncos on the High School Hoops pregame show. And Bobby, we'll talk to Coach Easton Nielsen here in just a moment, but just talking about that final regular season game the other night, and just a lot of fun among two rivals, you know, and we knew there would be fireworks. We knew it would be exciting. We knew someone would probably get kicked out of the building, and they did, or, you know, at least we hoped they would. and it was fun. And although it wasn't a win for San Juan, I think it was probably a good finish to the regular season, you know, playing teams like Grant. Grant is playing some excellent basketball right now, and expecting them to go deep into the state tournament. So that's a good thing when you're playing those tough teams and you're staying with them. And that bodes well for San Juan as they head into the state tournament themselves.
Yeah, I agree. That was a fun atmosphere last week, and I think there's a lot of good positive things that if you're San Juan you take from that. And you always know that you're going to get your best game against your rivals. The energy was high, and it was really fun. So hopefully they'll carry a little bit of that energy that they had last week into this playoff game here today. So.
Well, the loss dropped them to 9-14 on the year, so that's how they finished the regular season. But really, the regular season is gone now. It's 5 wins ahead of you. You got 5 games ahead of you to win a state championship, and so the Broncos just have to take care of business from here on out.
Yeah, for sure. The mentality now is definitely a little bit different. It's just one game at a time. Focus on the one that's in front of you. So if you're San Juan, you don't want to come in here and overlook anybody. It's take care of business here tonight and do what you need to do to get a home win. So.
Well, we'll take a look more in detail at the team in a moment. We did get a chance to talk with head coach Easton Nielsen just a few minutes ago. Here's what he has to say as his team gets set to host Intermountain Christian Lions.
Coach, I know it's not how you wanted to finish the regular season the other night. That was a fun game among rivals, and it's never a complete game, I don't think, until there's at least one technical and someone's getting kicked out of the building, man.
Yeah, in many ways it was a lot of how I wanted to finish the year, other than the result of the game. Obviously I would have liked to have been 4 points up by the end of that, but that was a heck of a fun game to be in. And we want to be competing with the best teams. We are competing with the best teams, and Moab, I believe, might just be the best team right now. They're playing really good ball, and we were right there with them. If we don't miss 11 free throws and miss, 18 of our 20 shots from outside, we probably do come out ahead. So, we did a lot of good things, and to be honest, our boys are feeling pretty good about coming into the playoffs and the route we have. We're nothing but excited right now.
Well, it's 5 wins for a state championship from here on out. Obviously a loss, you go home. How do you approach this one tonight as heavy favorites?
Well, the only one that matters is tonight. Obviously, we want to come out. We want to end the game fast. I'm going to tell these guys I want it to be over in the first 4 minutes. We have 4 minutes left in the first quarter. I want it to be convincing by then. Make sure we take care of business. We are going to use this game to get some reps in a couple things we might look to use against North Summit this Saturday. Obviously, we are thinking about the reality of that game, but we got to take care of business with this one first. So,
I know I've asked this a few times this year, but do you feel the hunger from your boys here heading into the postseason?
100%, and that's a credit to these guys. We watched the documentary Survive and Advance last night as a team. That's what it's about for us, is one game at a time, play our best basketball, find a way to survive, find a way to advance. We're a gritty team. We're a physical team. We aren't great shooters, but we've been able to generate offense and shots that if we can get them to go in on any given night, even just a few more, we're going to be just fine. So,
all right, man, we appreciate it, Easton.
And
thanks a lot. Have fun
Coach
tonight,
Easton
man.
Nielsen for chatting with us. And Bobby, you hear him talking right there. We aren't great shooters, but we've been able to create shooting opportunities for ourselves. And, the other night you heard him also mentioning the 18 misses from beyond the arc, and this is not necessarily a three-point shooting team. They're an inside team. They're a speed team. Really, as the playoffs go along this year, they're going to need to stick to their fundamentals and trust that and continue to defensively create offensive opportunities for themselves.
Yeah, and I agree with it. I'm glad he brought that up, because sometimes, basketball teams, they like to just shoot the ball. That's basketball, especially nowadays, this day and age, you always watch the NBA and they're launching threes and they're doing all that kind of stuff. But, yeah, it's good to know your identity as a team, and I agree with Coach Nielsen on that. They need to find other ways to create offense for themselves rather than just behind the arc shooting balls and baskets. And it does start defensively, getting out running, getting this team going, and getting those easy buckets underneath. I think that's a good formula. And hopefully against a team like this tonight, they can kind of dictate that a little bit and play the game that they want to play tonight.
Yeah, and that's a little bit of an unfortunate thing, is I think tonight will be a bit of a different animal than what we'll see the rest of the state tournament. But, one of the bread and butters for this team this year has been that press. And I know certain teams and good teams have learned how to can break presses and things like that. But that has been one of the things that's created turnovers pretty regularly for San Juan, and that creates your offensive opportunities.
Yeah, we've seen it in the games that we feel like San Juan has played their best basketball. It's been in those games where they've been able to effectively run that press, create turnovers, and then create the easy offensive opportunities for them. And so I think that's probably the game plan coming in tonight, and hopefully they can be successful at it, but then hopefully they can create some momentum that they can continue to do that, obviously, for the rest of the state tournament. So
yeah, and Coach Nielsen just talking in that interview about, he wants them to start fast tonight. He wants them to start loud. He wants it to be convincing here within the first 4 minutes. Not necessarily that from that point on you stop playing, but he wants to take a look at some things that they might employ against other teams this year. And really, as the state tournament goes along, you're going to be tired at times. You're going to have to work hard, and it's going to come down to every night you have to give your best. You have to give it when you don't have it anymore physically, ultimately.
Yeah, for sure. In a one-and-done type situation like this, too, you can't afford to come in and, have an off night, or not. I shouldn't even say an off night, but you can't afford to come in and not give your best effort. You got to make sure you leave it all on the floor, and you're doing everything that you can every game now to win. So,
well, just take a look at this Broncos squad, and Anthony Doan continues to lead the way points-wise. He's just under 13 points a game, 12.7 exactly. In the 23 games, he has 292 points. He's got 11 three-point baskets, He leads the team with 138 rebounds as well. He also leads with 130 assists and 71 steals. So he's obviously been the leader of this team. All the other guys look to him, kind of as he goes, so goes the game. You also, as a team, the basketball is a team game. If Anthony's having an off night, if a team like Duchesne a couple weeks ago is double teaming him and shutting him down, it comes down to other guys stepping up and adjusting and things like that.
Yeah, no, I agree. And some of that kind of comes down to Coach Nielsen, too. What game plan do you have that's secondary if Anthony is getting double teamed and they're shutting him down a little bit? What things can you create as a coach to give these other guys those opportunities for them to be successful? So I'm sure that that's something that he's got ready in his back pocket and something that he's ready to do. But then again, it does come down to some of these other kids and who's ready to step up. And we've seen it from about every one of them kids out there this season, just depending on the game. So,
yeah, another thing that's kind of a wild card is it does come down to, are the shots going in? You can be doing everything that you're supposed to do, and sometimes it can get discouraging if shots aren't falling, and that kind of changes the flow of the game. And I think you got to stay with it even if shots aren't falling early on in games.
Yeah, and we've seen that for this team too. They've gotten all the looks they wanted. I mean, they've done everything right up until the point of putting the ball in the basket, and it hasn't fallen for them. So yeah, there's definitely a piece of that too, of just staying true to who you are as a team and just sticking with the game plan until those things start falling your way.
We'll just continue on with the stats for San Juan now. R.J. Daly is second in scoring. He's averaging almost 9.5 a game, 216 in the 23 games that the Broncos have played this season. He also has a pretty good amount of rebounds, 120 for San Juan, so he's second in that department. One of his real weapons this year has been the long ball, of course. He has 51 threes. That leads the team. He has 22 assists and 20 steals as well. Jake Ivins is next in line. He's just over 9 points a game at 208. And he's got 3 3-pointers on the season, 59 assists. So he's second among the Broncos in that department. And he has 25 steals also. Trip Palmer has been outstanding for the Broncos this year off the bench. He's averaging over 7 points a game, 162 all total. He has 104 rebounds. And, Bobby, that's that size with Tripp. I know he's a good field goal kicker for you guys this year, and he works on his craft. He spends time practicing what he's doing. I know that translates to the basketball court for him, and he's been a real weapon off the bench for San Juan this year, and they need him to go too.
Yeah, I think so. Tripp's been awesome this year for the Broncos. A sophomore coming in. I don't know how much time they were expecting him at the first of the year, but he's worked himself into a role here for this team, and he gives them really good, important minutes. He crashes the boards hard. He makes the most of his opportunities. He brings a really good energy off the bench, and so I'm sure be looking for him to bring a spark again tonight for the Broncos.
And his bench partner, Jagger Neves, has been good too. He's just behind him at just under 7 points a game. He's got 83 rebounds also, 8 3-pointers on the year, 42 assists, and 28 steals. And that really rounds out your top 5 right there. So these are all the guys who have turned into weapons this year for San Juan.
Yeah, for sure. And again, just kind of interesting to see who's going to, step up tonight to the plate and help Anthony Doan. Anthony's obviously been Mr. Consistent this year for the Broncos, but he also has a pretty good supporting cast, and depending on the night, we'll see who kind of steps up. So,
and against a team like this tonight, you might even see some guys who don't normally get a ton of action on the varsity court, but we'll see how it goes. Obviously, they do need to take care of business regardless, but Keaton Ivins has 94 points, I should say, on the season. That's averaging just over 4 a game. Justice Black scored a couple buckets for San Juan against Grand County last weekend. He's got 72 points on the year. That's an average of a little bit over 3 points a game. Brigham Nielsen has 59 points for an average of just over 2.5, and Weston Jones has 54, so he's averaging just under 2.5 per game. So that's a quick look at both teams. It is the 2A first round in boys basketball in the state of Utah. San Juan is the 12th seed. That was good enough for a home game here in the first round. This will be the final game against on the home court in front of the home fans. So I would think this is exciting for the boys and a chance to put on one more show here in front of the home fans before they head out on the road for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think so. And there's always like a rejuvenation when you get to the postseason. The regular season does, I don't want to say drag, but they're long. It's a long season, and And I always feel that way when we come around to it in the football season. There's a new energy kind of coming into this week, and so I'm sure the kids feel it. I'm sure the coaches feel it, and I'm sure they're ready to roll tonight. So
yeah, and it's legitimately and truthfully a brand new season. You know, you got 5 games ahead of you. You just have to take care of business. At this point, starting tonight, everybody has an equal chance to advance, and so obviously things will shake out after tonight. Several teams will be done for the year, but this should be a fun one here tonight as the Broncos host the Intermountain Christian Lions. We'll take one more break. We'll return as we get the call of the starters and the opening tip here tonight. Stay with us. Live coverage of the 2A Utah Boys State Basketball first round. It's high school hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
With a changing economy and advancing technology, it's time that marketing and selling of real estate in San Juan County catches up. Four Corners Homes and Property Management is changing the game. Every Four Corners Homes listing includes 3D mapping and virtual tours, professional photos, a digital and global 21st century footprint, and marketing exposure that makes it easy for buyers to find and identify what makes your listing unique. Marketing and exposure sells real estate, and if you want the best, you need Four Corners Homes on your team. Find us at fourcornershomes.net or call 801-404-0058. At Energy Fuels, creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that the youth of today will make great contributions tomorrow, we're proud to sponsor San Juan High School athletics.
Here at Utah Naval Health System, our mission statement is we exist to improve your quality of life through comprehensive, self-empowered, culturally sensitive, and amazing customer service.
In honor of those affected in our community, Blue Mountain Hospital is offering our breast cancer screening exams at a cash price of $99 from February 14th through March 14th, 2024. Call 435-678-3993 to make your appointment.
And StreamUtah.Live, a great version of the national anthem by the San Juan Band here tonight, and now we get the starters for the visiting Intermountain Christian Lions. It'll be number 1, freshman Jackson Smith. Number 2, sophomore David Rice. Number 3, junior Noah Hilliker. Number 10, senior guard Keaton Okino. And finally tonight, number 20, freshman Lucas Digg. And again, a young team and an inexperienced team. And San Juan, now the starters getting set to be called for the Broncos. It'll be number 1, 6-foot senior guard Brigham Nielsen. Number 3, 5'8" junior guard Jake Ivins. Number 5, 6'2" senior forward Keaton Ivins. Number 14, 6-foot senior guard R.J. Daly. And finally tonight, number 25, 6-foot senior guard and forward Anthony Doan. San Juan is coached by Easton Nielsen. Intermountain Christian is coached by Kevin Beal. So we are set to go. Bobby, the student section or the visiting cheering section, not as raucous as it was for Grand County the other night. I mean, it was packed in here, standing room only. But you almost get the feeling, obviously, for Intermountain Christian, a longer trip for them and heavy underdogs here tonight. They don't have a ton of support, so they are almost kind of, against everybody here tonight, I think. But they do win the opening tip. And so Intermountain Christian will possess to start us off. And it's Jackson Smith, the freshman. A little quick passing up to the top of the key now to Okino. He drives right through the middle of the D and floats up the runner for the first score of the night. Intermountain Christian on top 2-0. San Juan running the other way. Jake Ivins missing the Broncos' first try. Now they battle for the rebound, and it's going to eventually come to Intermountain Christian. So
kind of a wild start here.
Yeah, and I guess maybe not necessarily the one that San Juan wanted, down a bucket, but so Intermountain Christian with a little bit of life here early on. David Rice spinning into the middle, has a shot partially blocked by Jake Ivins for San Juan, and the Broncos steal the ball away. And now here's R.J. Dally putting up a three, a little bit long, no good. It's rebounded by Intermountain Christian.
Yeah, if you're San Juan, you just need to settle down a little bit here. They seem like they're a little bit amped up starting the game here. Just got to take care of the ball. Let's get some good shots down in the paint and just settle down a little bit. See a couple go through.
Jackson Smith, the freshman, and I'm telling you, talk about young. This guy almost looks like he's fresh out of junior high school. You know, he's going to throw up a shot, and that's going to roll in. Jackson Smith, the freshman, scoring, and it's 4-0 Lions. Now Jake Ivins will run right through the D and hits the layup, and the Broncos are on the board.
Yeah, well, that's good. Good transition there from Jake. Just got down in the lane, and I'm thinking that's probably going to be something San Juan's going to have most of the night if they keep running the floor.
Well, the Lions get a man wide open. Lucas Digg will lay it up and in as he was out ahead of everybody. Now the Broncos back in transition. Anthony Doan battles his way to the right of the bucket and bounces it in off, or banks it in off the glass. And the Broncos are back to within 2, 6-4. Now we see the press for San Juan, and it creates a steal, and Anthony Doan will lay it in again. So San Juan causes the turnover. And now ICS is back in the offensive end, and looks like the Broncos got their hands on the ball and forced the jump ball, the arrow in favor of the Broncos.
Yeah, and the Broncos just a little bit lax there on that press. That's twice that they've been able to break the press and get the ball down low and have a decent look underneath the basket. So, again, just a little sluggish here. Just got to get the nerves out if you're San Juan, kind of just get back into the groove of things and hopefully settle down a little bit.
Yeah, it's 6-all though, so San Juan has been able to rally to tie here, but probably not the exact fast start that Coach Nielsen was looking for, but obviously a long game, a lot of time left, and San Juan calling a timeout here to get things in order, get themselves reset here on the court. It'll be ICS basketball out of this timeout, I believe. And high school hoops tonight on Red Rock 92, and for the last time this season, at least as far as San Juan is concerned, StreamUtah.Live is brought to you in part by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Utah State University Blanding, San Juan Health, and Car Shop Auto Body. And I lied, it's a San Juan basketball coming out of the timeout. And it's going to be an interception, though, as Brigham Nielsen tried to dump that down, and the Broncos end up turning that over. So ICS gets their first steal of the night, and now foul. The first foul of the night is going to go to Brigham Nielsen as he tried to get that ball away from Keaton Okino. So ICS will reset, and it's Noah Hilliker. I'm not going to have to learn a lot of names here tonight for these guys, Bobby. They only have 7 guys on their roster. So
yeah, I don't imagine the rotation will be too deep for them.
Hilliker misses a 3. The rebound bouncing out of bounds in favor of Intermountain Christian, though. So they will keep it in the offensive end. And we're all tied at 6. Not quite 3 minutes into this one as Anthony Doan stuffs Noah Hilliker's inbound attempt, but he'll get another one here, this time bouncing it in, but they're going to say it was deflected. Doan didn't come near touching that ball.
Yeah, interesting angle right there.
And he just kind of stands there with an incredulous look on his face. We had a great line on that. I mean, it pretty clearly was untouched, but ICS will try again. And this time they do get it in, but Brigham Nielsen is going to steal it away. And now a foul on ICS, their first of the night. I think this is going to be on David Rice. Nope, it'll be Okino as Trip Palmer and Justice Black step into the ball game for San Juan.
Yeah, maybe a little different of an approach here for Coach Nielsen getting his 2 big guys in there. Maybe they're going to try a little bit more, getting the ball down to the post and let these guys work. So
Jake Ivins will walk it in for the Broncos. Now Anthony Doan takes a pass in the lane, spins his way to the bucket, and hits the runner off the glass. Scooping it up, his trademark shot. And he has 6, and now Trip Palmer going for the jam here from distance. He was going for the Michael Jordan jam from the free throw line there. He does get a foul, and he'll go to the line. The foul's on Smith.
Love the confidence right there.
Yeah.
Not too many high school kids are going to be trying to dunk from that far out over somebody, but I love it. That was awesome.
Did I see the tongue sticking out there at all? I don't know.
Probably. Let's get a replay on that.
Palmer's at the line for the first time tonight, and here's where the Broncos wanted to improve things from the game the other night and also from long range, and Palmer does make the first, so he's on the board, fresh off the bench, and San Juan now has a 9-6 lead. Second shot good for Palmer as well. So that's a good start for the Broncos from the line, and they're up 10-6 with a full press here. Palmer knocks the ball away. Broncos create the turnover, and Anthony Doan gets an easy layup with some good passing.
Yeah, and San Juan, they're just really quick. Obviously, they kind of know what they're doing with this press and just forcing a lot of bad turnovers here. And I don't know, it's hard to overcome when it's quickness and athleticism and things like that. I mean, there's only so much you can do if you're the opponent here. So
Intermountain Christian inbounds the basketball, and smartly running it up the sideline is Okino, but I guess he went out of bounds. I thought it was going to be a foul on San Juan, but Okino stepped out of bounds, so it's actually going to be a turnover back to San Juan. So the Broncos will be able to inbound here in the front court, up 12-6. And 4:40 still left in the game. Here's the alley-oop and the slam dunk for Trip Palmer as Anthony Doan lobs it up for him, and he finishes.
Man, that was awesome. Trip Palmer, I mean, we were talking about him in the pregame. He's had an awesome role for the Broncos this year, and that's an awesome basketball play. That'll get your juices going if you're San Juan.
And they've been trying that all season, and they finally succeed. Now a shot no good for Intermountain Christian, and coming back the other way, San Juan will score another as Brigham Nielsen lays it up and in. I don't know if that was a missed 3. I think it was, and a defensive rebound for San Juan. So the Broncos are up 10, 16-6 in this one, and just shy of the halfway mark of this first quarter. So San Juan does have the double-digit lead here as the Lions inbound, and they'll pass it across the line. Noah Hilliker on the dribble. High on the left wing. Now they'll go right side, and we do have a player in off the bench, Dylan Cook. They'll lob it back out to the right wing for Jackson Smith. Bounces it down to the baseline, but stepping out of bounds inadvertently was Dylan Cook. That'll turn it back over to San Juan.
Yeah, now if you're San Juan, I mean, this is a little bit more of what you're envisioning here. Defense creating some turnovers. They've been able to get some shots made, so they've been able to get into their press and kind of just put the pressure out here. So
Trip Palmer going to take a three-point opportunity, doesn't fall, and ICS with the defensive rebound. So the Lions running it back the other way, but Palmer stuffs a shot from underneath from Keaton Okino there. So that's another block for San Juan. They've got 2 in the game, and that one was pretty dramatic for Trip Palmer, who has, I don't know, how much advantage does he have over Okino there? I'd say probably about a foot over him.
At least a foot.
So ICS will inbound as Palmer's block went out of bounds, and the Lions have it in the offensive end. Just working it around the perimeter right now. Okino will dribble in, bounces it down low, and a nice little spinning shot off the glass for Lucas Digg is good, and it's 16-8. San Juan on the run the other way now, and Weston Jones with a fresh haircut, it would appear, passes it down inside. Jagger Neves takes a couple opportunities, but he gets his second to go.
That was a good job by the offense there. Justice Black, that's not a bad look underneath the basket, but you got Jagger following up really good, crashing the offensive boards, getting the easy 2.
So San Juan, a good job to stay with it that time, and now ICS has it back in their offensive end. Looking to rise up that time was Noah Hilliker, but he keeps it down, and now they'll hand off over to the right side. A 3 on the way from Hilliker is good. And the Lions pull it back to within 7 on the 3, and now looks like a San Juan turnover here for some reason. I don't know if it was an improper inbound play or what happened.
Yeah, I was looking down the court. He must have stepped out before he threw the ball or something like that. But, yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
So San Juan commits the turnover here. They're first of the game. And now a nice little crossover for Jackson Smith. And, man, he lobbed that into the sky, and it goes in with nothing but net. The freshman has 4. Justice Black trying to answer for San Juan, unable. And the Lions will pull down the rebound.
Well, that was an impressive shot. I mean, you look at the size out there, you wonder if he can get shots off, but he's got 4 points already.
Well, he's got that quick release, and, I mean, it's almost straight up, and it goes in. That's awesome. It's unconventional a little bit, but they've got some things working here in this first quarter. We're going to get a foul here on Weston Jones for San Juan with Intermountain Christian in the front court. So both teams with 2 fouls now. I'm sorry, there's 3 for San Juan, it looks like, so I've missed something somewhere along the way. And it'll be the Lions trying to inbound. They do finally get it into Okino. He swings it across the top of the key, working on Weston Jones. Now the freshman Smith will try to work in, dishes it back out instead. And pulling up from the free throw line and banking it in is another freshman, Dylan Cook. And all of a sudden, ICS is back to within 3. San Juan had a 10-point lead. We're going to get a foul on the floor to the Lions here as Jagger Neves was driving in, and that's the second for Jackson Smith. So San Juan stretched a bit of a lead, but Intermountain Christian with a bit of tenacity has rallied in this one, is within 3.
Yeah, they're doing a good job keeping this game close. And it's playoffs. Nobody wants to go home tonight. I mean, it doesn't matter the level of competition. Everybody's playing to stay alive here, so.
Well, another turnover to San Juan here as R.J. Daly travels with the basketball. And so the Broncos commit their second turnover of this first quarter. Now they'll work the press as ICS tries to get it in, and they're going to have their hands full trying to break it, but they do as they send it down court to Cook. He'll lob it back out to Smith, who sends it on to the right side to Okino, and now back to Cook. He'll lob it out. Here's a 3 on the way from Hilliker off the mark and rebounded by Trip Palmer for San Juan. And the Broncos have just 4 rebounds here in this first quarter. Both teams have 4, in fact. Weston Jones finds Trip Palmer in the left corner, and his 3 rims out, and on the rebound, a foul to Intermountain Christian.
So it looks like they're going to call that foul on the ground, but that's a good rebound by Keaton Ivins, crashing the boards and getting the offensive board.
And it looks like that's the first to Hilliker. So the rebound to San Juan that time, and the Broncos will inbound, but it's not cleanly inbounded. Jagger Neves has to retreat to the midcourt line to retrieve that. And Jagger Neves controlling it at the top of the key. Hands off now to Daly, on to Weston Jones, left wing, drives in, kicks into the corner. Keaton Ivins, baseline drive. The shot is no good, but R.J. Daly right there with the putback.
Yeah, San Juan's done a pretty good job this first quarter, crashing the boards and getting some second chance looks. They've been able to capitalize on all of those too. So
Grand County held Daly off the score sheet last weekend, so he gets his first points in a couple weeks right here. And now Intermountain Christian almost losing the basketball out of bounds, but they do retain it, and they work a play here. Now we get a whistle. I don't know what they're going to say. Foul on, is that number 12? We don't have a number 12.
I'm not sure who they would have called that on. Maybe Weston Jones. He was kind of.
Yeah, it's going to be Weston. Yeah, 13. So that's
okay.
The call. Second for Weston Jones. Charlie Taylor going to clean the glasses, it looks like, as he pulls them off. And now it's Intermountain Christian setting it up again, but traveling with it is Dylan Cook, and that'll turn it back over to San Juan. So Intermountain Christian with their 4th turnover in this quarter. We're down to the final 20 seconds here. San Juan up by just 5 on Intermountain Christian, who have had a good showing here in San Juan in this first quarter. Looks like the Broncos want the last shot here. So Weston Jones dribbling with the left hand will kick it back out to Keaton Ivins. Final 5 seconds of the quarter. Jagger Neves a little light on the shot, and on the rebound, a foul against Intermountain Christian, I believe, and I think it's going to be a shooting foul.
Nope, I think they actually got San Juan for a foul.
Wow, okay.
So it's coming back over this way, and I think that's going to put Intermountain Christian at the line with a second left.
So, yeah, wow. So I guess that does put him in the bonus. That's the first on R.J. Daly. So ICS will actually get the last shots, I believe, of this quarter, unless San Juan can get a miracle shot away with a 2.5 seconds left. Missing the first is Keaton Okino. He's the only senior on this team. Everybody else mostly freshmen and sophomores. He misses both. Keaton Ivins heaves it at the buzzer, and it brushed the underneath of the net but did not go in. And so Okino misses both foul shots. Keaton Ivins got the rebound, or got a pass. San Juan did get the rebound, and Ivins missed the three. That's the way the first quarter ends, and it is a 20-15 lead for San Juan through one. We'll take a break and return to San Juan High School in Blanding for the start of the second quarter. Stay with us. It's the first round of the Utah Boys 2A State Tournament live from Blanding. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Compared to the vocational schools of the past, today's career and technical education courses span nearly every industry, including health science, business, digital arts, and computer science. CTE students learn valuable, real-world technical skills with a solid academic foundation while exploring career options or pursuing their passions. Did you know San Juan School District offers 19 CTE pathways for secondary students? To learn more, talk to a school counselor or CTE teacher today.
Back live to San Juan High School in Blanding. High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. And the second quarter underway here in the 2A Utah Boys State Basketball Tournament. San Juan hosting Intermountain Christian up by 5 points as we head into the second quarter. And the Lions have the basketball in the front court. David Rice dribbling right of the paint. Lobs it up as he's moving right, shooting left, and it's just off the front side of the rim. San Juan with the rebound, and Anthony Doan in traffic works his way to the bucket and gets the layup to go. So Doan is up to 10 points now for San Juan. Intermountain Christian in quick transition here, and it's going to be Okino tossing it back up on the perimeter. Now a three out of the left corner, no good for Rice. Rebounded by San Juan. The Broncos are on the run. Anthony Doan through traffic, scoop it up on the run, off the glass and in, and the foul.
Anthony, he's just so deceptively quick, and he's just doing a good job forcing the issue right now. He kind of knows that that's where the defense is weak, and what does he have now, 12 points? And I think every single one of them has been a layup, so he's doing a really good job.
Yep. And he misses the free throw here, unfortunately for San Juan, so the Lions get the rebound, and they'll work it back into the offensive end. And over on the left side now, back to the right, Hilliker down into the corner for Rice. Rice with a bit of a crossover, trying to get around Daly. He does, floats it up from 3 feet away, and it goes. So David Rice with his first points of the night. Now Keaton Ivins will answer for San Juan off the glass from the left baseline. And it's 26-17 for San Juan. 6:25 to go in the first half now. The ball deflected out of bounds by the Broncos as the Lions are trying to work it in. So Intermountain Christian will inbound once again, and Jackson Smith, who I'd wager is the smallest guy on the court here tonight, but has 4 points for the Lions. That's a tie for the scoring lead for their team. Now the ball intercepted by San Juan, but before the pass, Rice kind of lost control of his dribble and stepped out of bounds, committing the turnover. So San Juan will inbound, no press from Intermountain Christian, and Jake Ivins walks it across. He'll bounce it on to Anthony Doan, gets a return handoff, goes right into the left of the bucket, scoop it in off the glass.
That's a good give and go there by Anthony. Just give the ball up by Jake, and he makes a good cut, and good job by Anthony getting the ball going down to the hoop.
Intermountain Christian trying to answer. Okino missed the shot, but he gets his own rebound. So they get another opportunity with a fresh 35. Here's Jackson Smith picking up his dribble, handing off to Hilliker, who helps him out. And now to the left side, Okino out on the perimeter. They'll hand off to Rice, and he'll put up the three, no good. Rebounded by San Juan. The Broncos on the run. Daly over to Doan. He'll drive in, off the glass, no good with the shot, gets his own rebound, puts it back up, and scores. So Dome with some good tenacity there gets the points after a little bit of effort. San Juan with another offensive board there. They're out rebounding ICS 11-7 here in the first half, and now another turnover as the Lions throw it out of bounds on the far side. That's 6 turnovers against this ICS team. I mean, obviously they're underdogs, but that's something right there that you can't do against the San Juan team if you expect to try for an upset here tonight at all.
Yeah, they got to do a better job taking care of the ball. And, I mean, right now Anthony Doan's kind of just doing whatever he wants to right now offensively. He's getting to the basket. He scored himself. He's giving his teammates opportunities to score. And, I mean, every bucket I think we've had this second quarter has been 2 feet underneath the basket. So San Juan doing a good job coming out with a little bit more of a sense of urgency, I felt like, the second quarter.
Yeah, nice little bounce pass. Good look that time from Doan to Keaton Ivins, who had an easy layup from the left side, entirely unguarded that time. And so the Broncos up now 32-17. And we're in the second quarter. Still quite a bit of time left in this game. High school hoops tonight on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live is brought to you in part by Colleen Kays, author of The 7 Dynamos of Organizational Power, Red Mechanical, San Juan Building Supply, Flights Gymnastics, Northern Electric, Emory Telecom, Napa Motor Parts, Creative Floors, and San Juan School District CTE programs. Huge thanks to all the sponsors who have made these broadcasts possible all season long and continue to do so as ICS inbounds and dealing with this San Juan press now. Smith does a good job to dribble it across, now tried to dump it back, but it's stolen by San Juan. The Broncos on the run. Brigham Nielsen had a shot partially blocked that time by Intermountain Christian. Jake Ivins trying to score. Can't. On a second try, he's fouled. The bucket won't go, but he will go to the line.
Yeah, good job sticking with it there for you, Jake. Didn't get the first couple ones to fall, but just sticking with it. He's now not the smallest guy on the court.
Right.
He usually is the smallest guy, but one of the smaller ones, and he's still under there rebounding hard. So,
and he draws the foul on Lucas Digg. And he does make the first of the 2 here. So that makes it 33-17, a 16-point lead now. San Juan doubling up ICS now as Ivins makes both of those foul shots, 34-17. We're a little shy halfway through the second quarter. And the Broncos have led from the start, although ICS really battled in that first quarter. Kind of surprised San Juan a little bit. The Broncos a bit sloppy at times and a bit slow at times, and now force the turnover as ICS loses the ball out of bounds, and that's 7 turnovers on the Lions. Jake Ivins drives in right to the bucket, and I think he must have traveled. That'll turn it back over.
I think he called a carry on him there.
Okay.
I couldn't really see the balls on the other side of his body over there.
That's the Broncos' 3rd turnover in the half. And here comes ICS as Smith drives to this side of the court, then hands off. They'll reverse as Noah Hilliker gets it across the line. The Broncos press defeated that time, but now they'll steal the ball and send it to Trip Palmer with another 2-handed dunk. That's his 2nd of the night, the first on an alley-oop. This time he took a pass ahead from Brigham Nielsen.
Yeah, San Juan's doing a good job. They've been able to get into a couple of different defensive looks tonight, and I feel like they've done a pretty good job with everything that they've ran. And so this is a good opportunity. I mean, you're up 20 now, just to be able to kind of go through and, check the boxes on all your defenses, make sure you're comfortable with what you're doing. And so I'd probably expect to see a little bit more of that out of Coach Nielsen, kind of shaking up a couple of things and getting a couple of looks here now that they're kind of in a comfortable spot.
Trip Palmer may have grown a couple inches this year. He's listed at 6'1", or at least he was at the beginning of the year, but he and Justice look to be about the same size to me, height-wise, and Justice is listed at 6'3", so I think anytime Trip gets it open near the basket, he's going to dunk it here tonight, I think.
I think so. I think he wants to. I don't even think he cares if somebody's in front of him anymore.
And San Juan stole it, missed the layup, though, and ICS coming back the other way. Here's a 3 on the way from Hilliker, and that will go in. And it's 36-20 on a nice 3 from Hilliker. He's up to 6 points. That time Palmer got kind of an alley-oop. It was up in the air, but he was underneath the backboard there, so he was unable to get a shot, and the Broncos throw it into the middle and turn it over. So ICS with the basketball. And on the right side, an Okino 3 is good. So back-to-back threes for Intermountain Christian, and they're back to within 13. It's 36-23.
Yeah, and if you're San Juan, you don't want to, piddle around here. I mean, you want to keep your foot on the gas pedal and keep just pounding the rock in and getting those points and running your offense. I mean, you don't want to get out of the things that you came in planning to do. So,
well, Justice Black, a miss right there. The Broncos were battling, and looks like it's going to result on a foul against Jake Ivins here. I have that as his first. That's correct. Both teams with 2 here in the quarter, so I keep missing fouls somewhere. But now a kick out of bounds as Jackson Smith tried to go around his own back and went off his heel and out of bounds. I mean, that is a young-looking young man right there.
Yeah, he doesn't even look like he's old enough to be a freshman.
But he doesn't care. He's battling. I mean, yeah, he looks like a junior high kid, that's for sure. But, I mean, he's been one of their most tenacious players here in this first half.
I know. Give him credit. He's out here scrapping with these kids, and he's doing a really good job holding his own.
San Juan with the ball in the front court. They give it to Anthony Doan. He spins his way to the bucket, scoop it up and in again from the right side off the glass. And the Broncos up by 15 again, 38-23. ICS in the front court with it. Hilliker at the top of the key. And now driving in is Rice and scoring from the left side as he scooped it in with the left hand. Now Doan on the run, around the back. He's guarded by 3 guys, but he goes up in the midst of them and scores anyway. ICS coming the other way. The Broncos up 40-25, under 2 minutes to go in the half now. This has been a pretty swiftly paced game so far as Hilliker misses a 3. The Broncos with the rebound, and they send Trip Palmer out ahead, and he pleases the crowd with another slam dunk, this one of the one-handed variety. And a little bit gentle, I would say, on that dunk right there as he kind of dropped it in.
It was smooth. That was never gets old watching him dunk that basketball, though.
Yeah, they do it a lot during warm-ups. They have a drill that they run where it appears that guys are allowed to dunk if they can. All of them are trying, and he obviously traditionally dunks pretty regularly during that warm-up drill. So whoever's here in the crowd gets a show before the game, but they're getting one here during the game now.
Yeah, he's done a good job tonight just running the floor and giving himself good opportunities for those.
And he's the second leading scorer here tonight. He's got 8. Looks like we're going to get another foul here on San Juan. Looks like this will be to Weston Jones. If so, that's his 3rd, and it is. And I, again, have missed some fouls here tonight as Jagger Neves blocks an inbound attempt here from David Rice, so he'll try again. And he needs a little help. Not a lot of guys moving their feet right now for the Lions, but Okino retreats into the backcourt and takes that inbound pass. So he'll dribble it in and hand off to Cook, who in turn hands off to Smith. He's having trouble in the corner against Anthony Doan, but somehow just coming right through the traffic. I mean, he can go through these guys' legs almost. And so he's staying low and gets through the traffic, and now he'll take a return pass at the top of the key, bounce it to Rice on the left side. Baseline drive for Rice. I think he thought he was going to get contacted there. He just threw it up way too high, but they keep the basketball. And now a 3 on the way, no good for Cook. And San Juan coming back the other way. There's Anthony Doan with a shot. It won't go, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line.
Now, San Juan's doing a good job sticking to it on defense. They almost get a shot clock violation on that last one. And, again, I think the thing that's been so impressive for me tonight right now is just the pace that the Broncos have been playing with, especially Anthony. Every time he gets the ball in his hands, he's on a mission. He's getting down court, and he's creating these opportunities for himself.
Doan's first shot is a little short, so he'll have one more opportunity. As speaking of guys we haven't seen for a while, Jayton Knight comes in. I guess he's had some action at times, but Jayton Knight into the game for the first time tonight for San Juan. And Anthony Doan's second shot, you can see the adjustment, and it was almost too long that time, but it does drop in. So it's 43-25. Doan is up to 19 points already here in this first half, as Okino will send it ahead for Intermountain Christian, but now it's stolen away by Anthony Doan. Speaking of Doan, he sent it out ahead for Jagger Neves, but it kind of got out ahead of him, and he ended up underneath the basket. He misses a shot here, and now the ball is tipped in. I don't think Trip Palmer touched that last. I think that may have been inadvertently knocked in by an Intermountain Christian player, but it goes for Trip anyway. And now it's coming back the other way on a turnover here.
Yeah, I think he might have called a jump ball on that. I think they kind of just got tied up there for a second. And, yeah, arrow's going for San Juan right now. So
a couple offensive rebounds on that series for the Broncos, and they finally got it to go. And now the turnover for ICS, ultimately, it's a jump ball. And Anthony Dome will lob it up for Trip Palmer again. It was open. They took it, and he semi-dunks it once again, the same play. And now at the buzzer, a shot off the side of the glass. No good for 3 from David Rice. And so the score after 2 quarters, after 1 half of play, is 47-25. So the Broncos up by 22 points. And, man, the Doan to Palmer connection working in that first half for sure.
Yeah, for sure. That was awesome. That was kind of just a good set play call. You could see Coach Nielsen down here trying to get their guys set. They had 10 seconds on the clock, and they got that play in, and they were able to run it to perfection. That was a good way to end the half.
And I said the Doan to Palmer connection is working. The Doan to everybody connection worked in that first half. So San Juan up by 22 as we head into the halftime break. 47-25 the score here in the first round of the 2A Utah Boys State Basketball Tournament. As the Broncos up over ICS, we'll take a break. We'll return with first half stats. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
In honor of those affected in our community, Blue Mountain Hospital is offering our breast cancer screening exams at a cash price of $99 from February 14th through March 14th, 2024. Call 435-678-3993 to make your appointment.
San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union. We have branches available in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff. Come on down and see us.
Back live to San Juan High School in Blanding. It is the site of our high school hoops matchup tonight on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Also the site of the first round of the 2A Utah Boys State Basketball Tournament. And at halftime, the San Juan Broncos leading the Intermountain Christian Lions 47-25. Good evening. It is Rhett Sifford and Bobby Bowering. We got some first half stats for you. And my stats are a little off by quarter, so I think the first quarter score was more like 22-15. I added some plays before I switched the quarter, so not 100% sure, but obviously San Juan outscoring Intermountain Christian by a fairly sizable margin in both quarters and find themselves up by 22 after 1 half of play. Intermountain Christian battling, though, and staying in this thing, especially in the first quarter. They had a pretty decent first quarter, and after falling behind by 10, they rallied back to within 3 before San Juan was able to really start establishing the lead in earnest. So we'll take a look at these first half stats team-wise now, and the Lions shooting 11 of 23 in the first half for 48%. San Juan was 21 of 37 for 57%. So pretty decent for the Broncos from the floor. San Juan leading. We talked about it in that first half, Bobby. San Juan doing pretty well inside, but Intermountain Christian actually has the edge, but a lot less chances. They are 8 of 12 for 67%, but San Juan getting a lot of inside points, 21 of 33 from two-point range for 64%. In fact, the Broncos kind of still haven't solved the long-range shooting from this past weekend. They're 0 of 4 from three-point range tonight. ICS is actually 3 of 11 for 27%. From the line, Intermountain Christian only one trip. They were 0 of 2. San Juan was 5 of 7 for 71%. The turnovers are what's hurting Intermountain Christian the most. I mean, obviously they're 22 points down, but 7 turnovers in that first half. You can't do that against this San Juan team, that's for sure. The Broncos turned it over 4 times. San Juan with 2 blocked shots, ICS with 1. San Juan with 8 steals, though, so I guess if you look at it that way, it's more like 15 turnovers for Intermountain Christian and ICS with just the 1 steal in the first half. Individually, it's Noah Hilliker leading the way with 6 points for the Lions. Keaton Okino has 5 through the first 16 minutes. And then it's 3 players with 4 apiece. Jackson Smith, David Rice, and Lucas Digg. Dylan Cook has added 1 bucket for the visitors. And the 3-point baskets, 2 of them for Hilliker and 1 for Okino. For San Juan, no surprise here. It's Anthony Doan leading the way. I don't keep assists. That'd be way too much while I'm calling the game, but I would love to see. I mean, he's probably already got a double-double in the first half, possibly with the amount of times he's passed to his teammates tonight. But 19 points plus all the assists where he's helped his teammates score as well. I know at least 4 of them to Trip Palmer. I think 2 or 3 to Ivans, and I don't know. He's just spread the ball around. He's looked really good in this first half, obviously. Kind of taken that leadership role for sure. But he has 19 points. Palmer has 12. He's having a great night so far. It's Jake Ivans with 6. Keaton Ivans has 4. And then all these guys with 2 points each. Brigham Nielsen, Jagger Neves, and R.J. Daly. That is all the individual scoring for San Juan. Again, they don't have a 3-point basket yet in this game. Getting it all done inside the arc so far right now. And it is a 47-25 lead. We'll take another break. We'll take a look maybe at the Grand. I don't know if anything is updated. The only other game in our listening area going on tonight is the Grand County State Tournament game in Moab, so we might see if we can take a look at that when we return. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Compared to the vocational schools of the past, today's career and technical education courses span nearly every industry, including health science, business, digital arts, and computer science. CTE students learn valuable, real-world technical skills with a solid academic foundation while exploring career options or pursuing their passions. Did you know San Juan School District offers 19 CTE pathways for secondary students? To learn more, talk to a school counselor or CTE teacher today.
Hi, my name is Bill Boyle. I'm editor of the San Juan Record and station manager at Red Rock Radio. In my line of work, it's important to know and understand the facts when it comes to disseminating important news and information. Parents, studies show that monitoring your kids is vital in reducing the risk of substance misuse. A teen's brain is much more susceptible to alcohol dependence than an adult's. Make sure that alcohol and other drugs are not available to your kids at home or from friends, siblings, or elsewhere. Know your children's friends and their parents and discuss with them your desire to keep your kids alcohol and drug-free and enlist their cooperation. Remember, it's against the law for a minor to purchase, possess, or consume any alcoholic beverage. And of course, it's illegal for anyone to sell, offer to sell, or furnish alcohol to a minor. At some level, most kids appreciate parental monitoring. It gives them a sense of security and is a very real proof to them that the parents love them enough to care about their well-being. Together, let's continue to make San Juan County a place to raise strong and capable youth. Come on, let's do this!
On high school in Blanding. It's high school hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. First round of the 2A Utah Boys State Basketball Tournament tonight. And at halftime, San Juan leading Intermountain Christian 47-25. And we did receive word from our faithful friend Art Adair that the first quarter score was 20-15. So it was reasonably close through the first 8 minutes. But we are now underway in the second, and who scored that? Was that the freshman Smith, number 1? I think it was.
I think it was.
We'll give it to him, and Jake Ivins will answer immediately for San Juan. So the teams trade buckets to start. I tell you, this tiny kid out here is fairly impressive for the ICS team.
Yeah, give him another couple of years here with all the experience he's got. He's probably going to turn into a good little ball player.
Yeah, they definitely have some youth on this team, so here in the next couple of years, it'll be interesting to see where they are. As I don't know what happened here. The Broncos ended up getting a rebound, I think, and I don't know if that was a foul. Is that to number? Yeah, they don't have a 30, I don't think. And there's a 3 for Keaton Ivins as the Broncos are finally on the board from beyond the arc, and it's 52-27. That's the main thing, that I have the right score on the iPad here. And now a whistle, and this will be a foul on Jackson Smith. I have that as his 3rd, the freshman. So, and yeah, there was a foul I missed. They must have had 20 up there for Lucas Digg. They don't have a 30, so it can't be that.
Yeah, that's probably 20.
So that is 2 players now for ICS with 3 fouls, and they don't have a lot of players to spare as R.J. Daly misses from 3, rebounded by ICS. And they'll walk it across. It's 52-27 for San Juan. And now to the right side. Here's a shot from Smith. No good from 3. Rebounded by San Juan this time. And the Broncos run it up. Jake Ivins just right through traffic. Scoop it up off the glass and in from the right side.
Well, Jake Ivins kind of being the one coming out forcing the issue here in this third quarter. He's doing a good job running the floor and getting those easy buckets underneath.
He's up to 10 points for San Juan. ICS back, and they have it stolen away by San Juan. And the Broncos trying to run it up, but ICS will steal it right back. And they'll run it back in. And now around the D is Hilliker to the bucket. He can't score, but he does draw the foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. That is the first on Keaton Ivins tonight, unless that's one of the ones I missed. It looks like it's not.
Number 1 on him.
I don't know how that works. I missed several fouls, and then somehow my stats stay correct. So
you're just that good.
I guess. It's weird. Maybe I'm seeing things. I have no idea. But from the line, Hilliker makes the first. And it's 54-28. This may be the first time that Jackson Smith has come off the court for ICS, and I think this is the first appearance for Bobby. I don't know if you heard the pregame, but this is one of the better names that I've heard this year. This kid's name is Steel Winner.
Oh, yeah, that's a great name.
So Hilliker makes both foul shots. Now a shot just sitting on the rim and finally falls off, I think, from Brigham Nielsen that time, and the rebound out of bounds in favor of San Juan.
Need somebody to go get the inbound. There we go. San Juan having a little bit of struggles getting the inbound play in here.
And it'll be Jake Ivins ultimately looking for help and finally spots Doan. He'll weave his way through. I don't know if that was an intended pass, but it got to Brigham Nielsen, who hands off to Jake Ivins, and he scores from the left baseline. 56-29 is the lead now for San Juan. 5:40 to go in the third quarter, so we're not quite 3 minutes in to this second half. And it's Intermountain Christian in the front court. Off the glass, too hard with a shot. Dylan Cook on the run, and it's rebounded by San Juan. Broncos the other way. Anthony Doan can't make the layup, and it's rebounded by the Broncos twice, though, and eventually Keaton Ivins scores. So neither Doan nor Daly were able to score, but Ivins gets it finally. A couple offensive rebounds for San Juan.
Yeah, San Juan's did a good job. They were doing it in the second quarter, too, but really just pushing the issue offensively, and then they've been making things really hard for Intermountain defensively as well, and it's just continued over into the third quarter. So San Juan kind of getting to the place where they wanted to be before the game, kind of just really taking control of this game.
Yeah, Brigham Nielsen gets the steal and score there as he took it, got ahead of everybody down court for the easy layup, and now it's ICS back in the offensive end. Dylan Cook just going to take what was given, but he misses the three, and now San Juan in quick transition. And a couple of good passes eventually to Brigham Nielsen underneath, and he lays it up and in again.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Nielsen, this is kind of the time right here that, if there's any certain things you want to look at live or different defenses or offensive sets that you want to see, this is probably the time to do it, because before too long, I'm sure we'll be seeing the JV team coming in here soon. So there might be a couple things that you see here that we don't normally see.
Jake Ivins not only is a bull in a China shot, but turned into an official there as well as he blocked that shot and then called the jump ball, but he's not going to get that. He gets a foul instead.
He's trying, though.
He was trying. I mean, he officialed the game right there and made the call, but Charlie Taylor did not agree. And it's David Rice at the line for Intermountain Christian. And so what are we? I'm not sure why they're signaling one
shot, I guess. I guess I wasn't overly paying attention to this.
Well, it can't be. Did he? I don't know. Well, no, nothing went in. So I guess maybe he shot and I missed it. That's the only thing I can think, because there's no more ones and ones in high school basketball in Utah. So, yeah, he must have missed both right there. And so San Juan with the defensive rebound, and they'll work it in. Anthony Doan just dribbling out in the midcourt circle, quarterbacking the play. He'll hand off to Nielsen. Nielsen on the dribble. And Anthony Doan has it stripped away, so it's stolen by ICS. Knocked away by Doan on the transition and out of bounds, so the Lions will have to reset on the far sideline.
Yeah, rare turnover right there by Anthony Doan. He kind of just got caught being a little too lackadaisical with the ball, and they able to get their hand on it, poke it out.
So the Lions have it in the front court. It was almost knocked away by San Juan, but Okino takes it. Now a pass is knocked away and stolen by San Juan. And Ivins is out ahead. He got kind of in between a slam dunk and a layup and ended up missing what should have been an easy two right there. And guess what? He commits a foul coming back. That's really not a shock right there.
We couldn't even see Keaton's face, but, his eyes got real big when he saw nobody in front of him. He wanted that dunk pretty bad.
Now he's laughing at himself, so I guess at least that's good. But it should be 62-29 or 64-29, but it's 62-29 instead. Daly almost ran down court with an attempted steal there, but unable, and there's a shot no good. But rebounded by San Juan, and the Broncos have it back in the front court. Anthony Doan, wow, with the around the world and then scoop it up off the glass from the right side.
Yeah, he's just making it look easy tonight, isn't he?
Yeah. Protecting it there with the over-under and scoring to make it 64-29. Now Brigham Nielsen will steal for San Juan, but he is defended fairly well. Kind of tried to lob it up. It did come to Keaton Ivins, but he stepped out of bounds, and that'll turn it back over to ICS. Broncos' fifth turnover in the ball game. And Keaton Okino steps to the defensive baseline to inbound. And I think they're going to call for a running clock here, is what the referees are signaling. So the clock will run more than it normally does here for the duration, as we're down under 3 minutes to go in the game, and ICS hasn't really challenged since the first quarter. Pretty obviously outmatched here tonight against San Juan. There's a three, no good for Jackson Smith. Rebounded by San Juan, but the Broncos throw it out of bounds in transition, coming down court. And so that'll turn it back over to Intermountain Christian, and now they'll inbound it. So exactly right, Bobby. I mean, if Coach Nielsen is going to try anything different, now is the time. It's going to be a pretty quick fourth quarter.
Yeah, it is. And the only problem is if they're going to try anything offensively, San Juan just keeps getting steals and getting fast break points. So they haven't really been able to run any sets here in the third quarter. They've just been able to get the ball down the court and score fast. So
Intermountain Christian running out of time to shoot here, down to two. And the shot was actually blocked from Okino, would have been for three. This time,
there we go.
Keaton Ivins makes no mistake and will jam it home as he got down out ahead, and that pleases everybody in the crowd here. Nice pass. The Broncos being unselfish on that play, and that may be it for the normal varsity guys here. And Keaton Ivins, a good slam dunk. That's a good way to finish And I think it's going to be maybe all subs, a little bit of JV action from here on out with a semi-running clock. I don't know the official rules on the running clock in basketball. I know it's going to run more than normal, but not just straight running all the way through. So obviously at the end of the third quarter it'll stop. But so we got a timeout on the floor. I think Coach Nielsen's going to get some guys in this game. High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live is brought to you in part by Blue Mountain Foods, Energy Fuels, Precision Rehab, Lee Contracting, Desert Rivers Credit Union, Holiday Construction, San Juan Pharmacy, Canyonlands Tire, Diamond Propane, Red's Ace Hardware, Southeastern Utah 7-Eleven stores, Blue Mountain Hospital, Furniture Gallery, Dependable Auto Repair, and Primary Residential Mortgage. Big thanks to all the sponsors for making the broadcast possible. And the Broncos out on the floor now. It's going to be, let me actually sub these guys in maybe if I can. That way it'll be easier to work on. We've got Owen Adams in the ball game. Trip Palmer, of course, is in there. Jagger Neves is in there. Jayton Knight. Who am I missing? Weston Jones.
Weston Jones is your last one. There you go.
So all the starters are out. And here's a shot from Rice, no good for three for Intermountain Christian, and rebounded by San Juan. So it's a whole different team in there for the Broncos now. As Weston Jones down in the corner will send it up top to Jagger Neves. Spins his way into the paint, floats the runner, no good, and rebounded by Intermountain Christian. The Lions run it in, and Okino signaling a play. They'll go left wing for Smith. And now to the right side, a three is on the way, and good for Dylan Cook. And these guys have shot from three-point range reasonably well tonight.
Yeah, it hasn't been terrible. They've made a lot of their shots from deep.
Jagger Neves goes up and looked like he was about to lay that in, but instead just, while he's in the air, hands it off to Trip Palmer, who has the easy layup. Palmer up to 14 points on the game now. And it's 68-32 into the final minute of the third quarter as a Rice three bounces off, rebounded by San Juan. Here's Trip Palmer. I think he was thinking dunk right there, but a defender stepped in his way, so he pulls up and hits the 10-footer.
Man, if that's a shot that Tripp can consistently hit, that's almost unguardable for anybody for how long he is.
Right.
If he can add that into his repertoire of shots, he's going to be tough.
Yeah, that looked like one of his field goals earlier this year, or extra points.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the whistle was here. The last foul is still that Keaton Ivins foul, so it's not a foul.
It might have been a kick violation.
And so Intermountain Christian has it in the front court. There's a quick release off the glass and good for David Rice from 7 feet in traffic. And it's 70-34. Last 20 seconds of the third quarter now as Jagger Neves scoops it up too high off the glass. Rebounded by Intermountain Christian. They run it in. And it's Rice on the left wing, dribbling into the paint. He's triple teamed. He put up the fade, but the shot won't count. He was fouled on the floor by Owen Adams. And that is Adams' first on the night. Clock does stop here with 8.5 seconds to go. And now Intermountain Christian set to inbound the basketball. And it was deflected, but it still finds its way to a Lion player. Now it's Smith stepping inside the arc, missing the shot. Rebounded by San Juan. And Trip Palmer threw up a prayer at the buzzer that won't go, and that's the way the third quarter comes to a close. And so after three quarters, it's San Juan 70, Intermountain Christian 34 in the first round of the 2A Utah Boys State Basketball Tournament in Blanding. We'll take one break, and we'll come back for the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
With a changing economy and advancing technology, it's time that marketing and selling of real estate in San Juan County catches up. Four Corners Homes and Property Management is changing the game. Every Four Corners Homes listing includes 3D mapping and virtual tours, professional photos, a digital and global 21st century footprint, and marketing exposure that makes it easy for buyers to find and identify what makes your listing unique. Marketing and exposure sells real estate, and if you want the best, you need Four Corners Homes on your team. Find us at fourcornershomes.net or call 801-404-0058.
Back live to San Juan High School for the start of the fourth quarter here tonight. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92. And for the last time this season, StreamUtah.Live, as the Broncos have the basketball to start the quarter, but they're going to turn it over as they throw it down into the middle in the lane under the basket. And it's Okino dribbling it across. After tonight, StreamUtah no longer has the rights to do the video stream in the state tournament. So it's going to be a fond farewell this season to all the fine work they've done for us, both in the football and basketball broadcast. They've done an outstanding job, and it will continue for the remainder of this week. And I think on it, obviously the first round, I'm not sure the configuration of the 1A state tournament, but I think maybe a first round game will be possible. I'm not sure on that. I know the 1A tournament is mostly at the main playoff site. They'll have 4 rounds at the playoff site where we only have 3 if San Juan can make it that far. So StreamUtah may have a little bit longer leeway in the 1A side, but we will see how it goes. So it's not totally going to be done tonight. I know Monticello, and I think it'll mainly be Monticello down the stretch next week. So on StreamUtah. But Trip Palmer missing a 3 here. Jagger Neves with the putback for the Broncos.
Yeah, I'll jump in there too and just say thanks to these guys. I mean, there's so many miles and hours and things that goes into these broadcasts, both you, Rhett, and the StreamUtah.Live crew. I know for us, football-wise, we're super grateful for the coverage that you bring us and all the fans and everybody else. It's just a great way to bring the community together and let everybody support our high school teams and stuff. So I know that there's a big thank you from the community, and I want to say thank you to all you guys too, because it's awesome what you guys have been doing these last couple of years. So
yeah, it's our pleasure for sure. And most people would obviously rather watch the video when it's available than just listen to me talk. So it is a lot of fun, and it always saddens me that we lose the rights in the state tournament after putting in the time covering our teams, obviously, and but that's just how it is right now. So I know there's rights to broadcast that, and so we just obviously have to submit to that. But it does sadden me a little that we lose the video rights down the stretch. But
I know. I wish there was a way you could change that or whatever. I'm sure maybe down the road there'll be something that can change, and hopefully we can get you guys all over to the state tournaments here down the road.
Yeah. We might need you guys to beat some people up for us. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe we need to get Coach C on that. He's admin now, so he's got all the all the attachments. He's got the connections.
There you go. Well, San Juan did commit a foul here. Jayton Knight's first. And again, if you're just joining us, it's 72-38 now as Hilliker makes the first of 2 foul shots for Intermountain Christian. Second on the way is good as well. And now a whistle as a sub comes in. David Rice is coming back in the game for the Lions, but it's been mostly JV here for the last 3 or 4 minutes for San Juan as the Broncos had the sizable lead. It's a kind of a running clock rule, not hardcore running clock, but they're going to run the clock a little bit more than normal, so the JV getting some action down the stretch here in the state first round. And speaking of, there's Owen Adams driving baseline. Can't get the shot to go. In fact, it may have been partially blocked right there by ICS. Now Trip Palmer on the fade, and now this is not a good sign. If he's a little bit injured, he's going to take a minute to recover here, and now he will get up with some help from Weston Jones and a little bit ginger on the left leg there. So he's going to have to come off.
I'm not sure what they're going to – he was the shooter, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, he did make the shot, actually, so it would be an ad 1, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do the honors on the shot from the line. So his sub, I think, will take the shots, and that's going to be George McNaughton. I don't know if I've been able to call George's name all year this season.
Yeah, George, he's been doing awesome.
He may get on the stat sheet immediately here, having not put in a single minute of play or a single second of play. And we'll keep our eye on Trip Palmer. That would be a big loss for San Juan if he's more severely injured than just a minor deal.
Yeah, you definitely want to be careful with that. And I like the decision just to get him out of the game immediately. Don't push that by any means. But it looks like they're going to be taking him back to the locker room right now. He's got his shoe off. So I think he's kind of had some issues with that ankle this season. He probably just re-aggravated it there. So hopefully that's not too serious.
Well, if I've seen you guys' method, there's nothing that tape can't heal, I don't think so.
It's the magic of all athletics.
That's right. Well, Jake Ivins in the midst of all that hit a 3 for San Juan as McNaughton missed the foul shot, but the Broncos got their own rebound. And now McNaughton down court, scoop it up and score off the glass from the left side. Gets a little smile with his teammates here. I think that may be his first varsity points this season. And he will get an add one opportunity of his own here.
Yeah, atta baby George. And George he's been fun to watch. I've watched some of the JV games this year, and he's made some really good jumps this year as a basketball player, and it's been fun to watch him improve over the season. So good for him coming in here and getting a little bit of good varsity time.
And by the way, Nash Jones is in the game now for San Juan as McNaughton completes the three-point play. So he's got 3 on the night. And San Juan is up 80-39 now. We're almost halfway through this fourth quarter. And it seems somehow to have slowed down a little bit, but I do now look up and notice that even when we stop the action right here, the clock is continuing to roll, so that's going to help us out. Owen Adams is going to be called for his second foul here. And Intermountain Christian will inbound. Straight away 3 on the way from Okino, no good. Rebounded by San Juan. The Broncos are on the run. And here's another fresh face in this game. And I've got Cole Duke on my roster, so that's a bonus for me. Owen Adams will score for San Juan, make it 82-39. And Owen Adams is his first points of the night. Here's Intermountain Christian running into trouble. Now the ball is knocked out of bounds by Duke for San Juan, so the Lions will reset in the front court. I can see the Bronco mascot is about to attack a referee down here, it looked like. He turned away as a distraction, I think. But so you might have to explain to me, why is there a blue Bronco and a brown Bronco?
That's a fantastic question. I've only ever seen the blue one. I don't know where this other one came out.
This guy invaded the gym here. It looks like they might be about to fight each other. I don't know.
I guess so. I don't know. Coming out of the woodwork tonight.
There's a shot thrown up by David Rice. No good for Intermountain Christian. The Broncos pull down the loose ball. Here's Duke handing off to Clark Kent. Nash Jones here, sporting the glasses. I saw him nearly dunk in the warm-ups, so I know he's got some ups. There's a Owen Adams 3, I believe, no good. And on the rebound, a whistle here. Looks like this is going to be a foul on San Juan's McNaughton.
And Owen coming in today, or they might just be subbing. I thought maybe they would have gave him something else, thinking Owen coming in here getting 3 quick ones, but
looks like these Broncos are down here hugging each other, so I guess they've made up now.
Well, that's a pretty good sign that the Broncos took care of business if we're sitting here watching the mascots.
Yeah, that's
in the
right.
fourth quarter.
That's right. What can you say about that? In the final home game of the regular season, it's a bit of a relaxed atmosphere here with an 82-39 lead. Broncos steal but can't finish. The ball off of San Juan's Duke. He stole it but couldn't get up for the shot before he lost the dribble out of bounds. So that'll turn it back over to Intermountain Christian, but the Broncos did get the steal there. And now they don't allow ICS to inbound cleanly. Oh, no, wait, this is San Juan basketball. So I guess it was actually knocked away from Cole Duke and out of bounds. So my apology, Cole. He did not lose the dribble. San Juan will inbound, and Duke will take a straightaway 3, and it rims off. But he's going to be on the stat sheet for his efforts there. Defensive rebound for Intermountain Christian. They'll run it across. Here's Rice spotting a man on the left side. Now it's Jackson Smith on the dribble. And there's that quick release sky shot. That time it won't fall. Rebounded by San Juan. And the Broncos are on the run. You can tell these JV guys want to get some points out here, man.
Yeah, they're pushing the
get
ball.
Their
they're
opportunity.
playing hard. Especially, it's playoff game, man.
I mean, that's what was so funny. During the football season this year, you know, when you would and you brought the JV in every game almost, I think, and those guys would come in as like a fresh game, and they just came out killing the opponent. You know, they wanted to score too.
Oh,
so.
I know, and you'd have a couple of them kids that were angry at, the conservative play calls.
Yeah, it's like we're not going to. And I just wondered if you ever told them to kneel down and they just didn't.
Yeah, I don't know if we ever had to deal with that, but I definitely had a lot of kids. You need to call a blitz. You need to do this. You need to do that. I'm like, all right, let's settle down. We're up big.
We're not trying to knock people's heads off in the fourth. Yeah, it's hard to keep them reeled in when they're just coming in, and wanting to prove themselves. And so that's what we're seeing a little bit right here is we get some JV action. It's a little bit more docile on the basketball court, I'd say. But
yeah.
Intermountain Christian's going to get a steal here. This little freshman sure has been tenacious. Jackson Smith put up the shot but can't score. San Juan gets the rebound, and they'll work it in. We are finally into the last 5 seconds. The Broncos aren't going to push the issue here, and time will expire. So San Juan wins in the first round easily, 82-39. It could have been worse. Give ICS credit, man. They came in here and battled a tough team, and it's tough to travel like that when you're heavy underdogs like that, but they did a good job staying with it. And San Juan gets the win, though. They're going to travel back up to Colville to take on North Summit on Saturday. I'm not 100% sure on the tip time. If we get a chance to chat with Coach Nielsen here in the postgame, that might be a question I can ask him. Otherwise, we'll have to update you on the sports report on Red Rock 92. But again, an 82-39 final here tonight, so San Juan advances. And they also improved to 10-14 on the season. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll open the post-game show on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops, Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Life is a series of cherished moments, filled with milestones that define our journey. Moments of love, joy, and shared experiences. Each moment contributes to our story. As each chapter unfolds, our experiences shape us, defining who we are. When it's time to celebrate a life, ensure your loved ones are remembered with the grace, dignity, and individuality they deserve. San Juan Mortuary, celebrating life, honoring memories, transcending tradition.
In 1957, Lyle and Clea Johnson founded Lyle Northern Electric. What began as a small business in their family home has grown into the prominent local company it is today, a third-generation owned and operated company. Lyle Northern Electric is honored to have served the people of San Juan County for the past 65 years and is a proud supporter of high school sports.
Back live to San Juan High School for the post-game show here tonight. High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. It was an 82-39 win for the San Juan Broncos here tonight in the 2A Utah Boys State Basketball first round over the Intermountain Christian Lions. Let's take a look at the final game stats. Not sure if Coach Nielsen's going to come up and chat, but if so, we'll pause what we're doing. But let's just take a look at these team stats to start it off. And obviously an easy win for San Juan. They outshot the Lions 55% to 34% from the floor. San Juan finished the night 37 of 67. So, Bobby, pretty decent shooting. Obviously, it's going to be more of a challenge from here on out. But pretty good sign for San Juan here tonight in the first round.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that is just the shot selection that San Juan had tonight. They had a lot of buckets underneath the
layups.
back.
I mean, there were some layups.
Yeah, I mean, just high percentage shots. But that goes back to what Coach Nielsen talked about in the pregame. That's the kind of shots they want to take. They're not a shooting team. And so, again, I think that shows you they were able to come out here and execute in the way that they wanted to tonight. So,
yeah, and sometimes that's what those losses teach you. And so the Broncos obviously have suffered some losses this year, and it's good to see that you learn from that. And, I heard someone say today, I think it was Scott Boyle was telling me, he saw a documentary or just saw a short video on how to be a championship basketball team. And one of the things was make all your layups. And so you create those opportunities, and then you don't miss those opportunities. That's key. And then obviously free throws are huge as well. So the Broncos, I think, clean that up quite a bit here tonight. Not a whole lot of foul shots for either team tonight, but San Juan was 64% from inside the arc, 35 of 55. They had 55 shots from inside the arc tonight. Intermountain Christian 10 of 23 for 44%. From beyond the arc, San Juan was 2 of 12 for 17%. So again, that's not really their MO. That's not their identity. Intermountain Christian hit 5 threes tonight. They were 5 of 21 for 24%. Let's see, from the free throw line, again, not a whole lot going on. San Juan 6 of 9 for 67%. And Intermountain Christian was 50%, 4 of 8. San Juan out-rebounded ICS tonight 39-12, and again, that's unofficial, but that bodes well as well. Just the inside play was real strong for San Juan tonight. The Broncos had 13 steals, and again, I probably missed some. And also, ICS turned the ball over 7 times, so in reality, it's closer to like 20 turnovers for ICS tonight. We are joined now. We'll just pause on the stats, and I know you like to look at stats probably. I don't know. Maybe you don't. I know Travis is always a stat guy, but and I'm a stat guy. But, Coach, you did what you wanted to do tonight, and you played your game. You played to your identity. I know you're going to have a tougher challenge from each round, here on out. But you took care of business tonight, and a good, strong win for you guys to advance to the next round.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, to tell you the truth, we actually came out a little flatter than I would have liked, but we found our way. As soon as we created some energy that way, kept attacking the rim. Obviously, we got the result we wanted, and, it's on to the next now. Survive and advance, that's what this is about. Big one Saturday. We've been looking forward to it. We're dang excited for it. That's what we're getting ready for.
Yeah, you had an exciting upset win over North Summit here, and then you lost to them a couple weeks ago. A rubber match is really nice. I know, like you said, you've been looking forward to that. And I guess, do you know what the tip time is for Saturday? We're just curious.
At this moment, it's scheduled for 7.
Okay, wow.
We are going to talk about it tomorrow. I'm going to talk to Lance about it, see if we can't get that moved up to 4 or 5, but obviously that depends on them a little bit. See what we can do there. I wouldn't mind a little earlier tip time, but I don't know the official final one yet.
Okay. So obviously that's a thing in progress. We'll update on Red Rock 92. I know maybe just a little bit of hype tonight. You guys weren't yourselves in that first quarter, I don't think, but you stayed with it. I mean, we're just looking at this Smith kid, the freshman for ICS, and he looks like he's a JV kid, but he was tenacious. I mean, he looked like he could just dribble right under your guys' legs. That was a small kid, man, but he would throw up the shots, and that was kind of fun. But you guys stayed with it tonight for sure.
Yeah. I mean, they played hard. They came in, and we knew they were scrappy. We knew they had some kids that try to attack and throw up some shots, and a few of them went in. And, I guess it is what it is, right?
What will you do for the next couple days just preparing for a team that you've already seen twice this year?
Well, we have some defensive looks that we want to throw at them. We're going to keep getting reps in practice. And obviously we got to figure out how we're going to neutralize Buck Sargent and Trevor Richens at this point. Those are the 2 big ones. We believe we have a game plan that's going to do that. And we're going to show maybe a couple things they haven't seen yet to try to limit their production. And if we can execute that well, I think we have a great chance to come away with a win Saturday night.
All right, Coach. Well, it's a good win for you guys tonight. Enjoy it. Take a minute and get prepped up, and it's going to be exciting to see you guys on Saturday. It's, like you say, it's game by game, 1 game at a time, 1 down, 4 to go here for a state championship.
Yep, here we go.
All right, Coach. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks.
Thank you. That's Coach Easton Nielsen of the San Juan Broncos. Again, an 82-39 win for his team over ICS tonight, and they move on to play Saturday against North Summit. So, again, it's a work in progress as far as the tip time. We'll have to update you on the progress on that situation. And my guess it's probably going to end up being a 4 or 5 o'clock tip time, so we'll just have to see how that goes. Let's continue with the final stats here now, and we'll start it off, or we'll continue with the individual scoring for Intermountain Christian. It was Noah Hilliker leading the way for them tonight with 13 points. They had a couple players with 6 each. Jackson Smith, that little freshman that we talked about. David Rice also had 6. Dylan Cook and Keaton Okino both had 5 each. Lucas Digg finished the night with 4 for a pretty young Intermountain Christian team. They did hit 5 3-point baskets, 3 of them for Hilliker, and 1 each for Dylan Cook and Keaton Okino. For San Juan, it was Anthony Doan leading the way on the score sheet, and I don't keep assists like I said, but he did a great job spreading the ball around tonight and just quarterbacking the offense. He ended the night with 21 points. He had a bunch of help tonight. Trip Palmer had a great night with 18 off the bench officially tonight, but he played most of the game actually, and he did injure his ankle toward the end of the game. So we're hoping that's not going to be too severe. That would be a big loss for San Juan, losing their 4th leading scorer. But we'll update you on that as well. Obviously, we'll know on Saturday what's going on with Trip Palmer. But Jake Ivins had a good night tonight as well, 15 points. Keaton Ivins was the 4th player in double digits tonight for San Juan with 11. Then it was 6 points, I believe, is next in line for Brigham Nielsen. It was a 4-point night for Jagger Neves, 3 for George McNaughton late in the game. And then a couple players with 2 points each, R.J. Daly and Owen Adams. There were 2 3-point baskets for San Juan tonight. Jake Ivins and Keaton Ivins had 1 apiece. So that's all from San Juan this season. They won't play at home again. It's going to be a tough trip, Bobby, for them to play a team that they upset here, midway through the season in North Summit. And then North Summit beat them a couple weeks ago in their place, and we'll be going up to their place again on Saturday. Definitely going to be a challenge for San Juan. I know Coach Nielsen is confident, and I know rubber matches are fun. You know, a third matchup between a couple teams that have now developed a bit of a regional rivalry, so that's going to be a fun game on Saturday.
Yeah, I agree, and they know each other well. And every time they've gotten together, it seems like they turn into some physical matches. There's been a lot of fouls between the two games, and so no, it'll be fun. But if you're San Juan, it's a team you've beat before, and so I think you've got to go in there with all the confidence in the world and just go in there and execute your game plan that you got coming in, and go in there, and there's no reason why you can't go in and get a win this weekend. So,
well, I do want to say some thanks as we close it out here tonight. We already mentioned the Stream Utah guys tonight. It was Lane Palmer and Cortland Lyman doing the honors, but we had Caleb Carr obviously doing a lot of work, a lot of travel with us this season. So thanks to Caleb as well. Thanks to all the folks who have come in and helped out with Stream Utah. And we couldn't do these without those guys. They're the ones who provide the video and make it happen. So, and I know that most of you have watched the video throughout the season. Unfortunately, they no longer have the rights to continue on with the video stream through the rest of the state tournament. So it'll just be me on the radio on Saturday, but we do hope you'll join us. I know there's going to be other alternatives and places to see the video, but obviously we followed the local teams all year long, so hopefully you'll take a listen to us. And I know there's ways to do it. Red Rock 92 is streaming online, so you could stream our audio online while also streaming some video online and pause and time it out. I don't know.
There we go.
Gets a little crazy, but if you want to have the local broadcast and the local flavor while you're watching the video as well, that's a possibility. So I want to say thanks to you, Bobby, for doing color with me this year for basketball as well, and also for coaching the football team to a state championship. That was also very exciting, although we didn't really get to talk to you during the football season until that last game. But it's been fun here at home, and I don't know if you're going to be doing any traveling or for the state tournament at all, but you're obviously welcome, so that would be fun. So thanks for the color work this year.
Well, thank you for having me on. It's always a pleasure to be here with you, and I appreciate it. And not going to make the trip this weekend, but if they end up coming out with a win this weekend, we'll probably end up making it the state tournament the following week. So
we've had some fun games here. We've had some good laughs at times as well, I think, on the broadcast. So, well, that'll do it for us here tonight. Again, San Juan advances with an 82-39 win over Intermountain Christian. Thanks to all the sponsors throughout the year, and we'll continue on the radio with you guys. We couldn't do these broadcasts without you, obviously, especially when we travel like we're going to be doing this weekend. So, and also thanks to all the listeners and the viewers all season long. It'll be listeners from here on out, at least for the San Juan broadcast. We do have a lot of 1A action coming up for the remainder of this week and also into their state tournament next week. I know we've got another Region 19 showdown on the air tomorrow night. It'll be Monticello, the boys and girls, hosting Whitehorse. And those teams will be closing out their regular season tomorrow night. At least Monticello will. Whitehorse will have another game or 2 more games, their boys and girls, against Shiprock Northwest on Friday. But it's hard to believe. Seasons are winding down. State tournaments obviously already underway on the 2A side. And 1A will be starting their tournament in Utah. Also, Colorado teams going to be starting their tournaments next week as well. So the regular seasons are winding down. State tournaments are underway. It's a pretty exciting time. It's hard to believe that I think spring sports are going to be getting underway in a couple weeks. So it's just a mind blow to me. But that'll do it for us here tonight as San Juan advances. Again, they're going to be headed up to Colville to take on North Summit on Saturday. We're unsure of the tip time. Be sure to tune in to Red Rock 92, and we'll update you on that tip time when it is official. For everybody involved, on behalf of Bobby Bowering here tonight, I'm Rhett Sifford saying so long from San Juan High School. One final time this season. Have a great rest of your night, high school sports fans.
High School Hoops is a production of Red Rock 92 Sports and StreamUtah.Live. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Utah State University Blanding, San Juan Health, Car Shop Auto Body, Colleen Kays, author of The 7 Dynamos of Organizational Power, Red Mechanical, San Juan Building Supply, Flights Gymnastics, Northern Electric, Emory Telcom, Napa Motor Parts, Creative Floors, San Juan School District CTE programs, Blue Mountain Foods, Energy Fuels, Precision Rehab, Lee Contracting, Desert Rivers Credit Union, Holiday Construction, San Juan Pharmacy, Canyonlands Tire, Diamond Propane, Red's Ace Hardware, Southeastern Utah 7-Eleven stores, Blue Mountain Hospital, Furniture Gallery, Dependable Auto Repair, Primary Residential Mortgage, Four Corners Electric, San Juan School District Adult Education, Jones and DeMille Engineering, Bradford Tire, San Juan Counseling, Pick-a-Stitch Embroidery and Apparel, San Juan Mortuary, Four Corners Homes, Utah Navajo Health System, Main Street Drug, San Juan Credit Union, Tailor Made Wooden Heritage, and Innovation Medical Group. We're the home of live high school sports coverage in southeastern Utah, Classic Hits Radio, Red Rock 92, and StreamUtah.Live.